Welcome to video 7B. Run as fast as you can, 1 through 10 demonstration. This large group activity uses a classic children's story to draw attention to the sequential relationships embedded in our number system and allows children to meaningfully pair numerals with visual representations of quantities 1 through 10. The materials you'll need are a large surface to chart characters, character cards, a cardinality chart from 1 to 10, and the Gingerbread Man 1 through 10 script. Please refer to the activity instructions for how to individualize for your classroom. This activity provides the opportunity to use the following key instructional practices for comparing and labeling magnitudes. Help children discover the increasing magnitude principle, that the later a number word appears in the counting sequence, the larger the quantity it represents. Encourage children to apply the increasing magnitude principle to compare collections more precisely by counting. Help children focus on neighboring numbers by asking, what comes after? And eventually, what comes before? Questions about the number sequence. Help children discover the successor principle, that each sequential number is exactly one more, by asking, what is one more than? And eventually, what is one fewer than? Questions. And pair visual representations of quantity to both number words and numerals to create meaningful three-way associations. Let's join a classroom as they engage in this activity and then listen in as the teacher reflects with a colleague.
Once upon a time, in a classroom, just like the classrooms you go to, a teacher baked a gingerbread man. It smelled so good when it was baking that she couldn't wait to eat it. When it was done, it jumped out of the oven and ran out the door saying, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man. He ran out of the classroom and down the hall. And look at this. Here's our gingerbread man, and he's running out the hall, and here he is. Guess what happened? The teacher shouted, come back, and started chasing the gingerbread man. Here she comes. She's chasing the gingerbread man. Here she comes. There she is. She's trying to catch him. And now the teacher and the gingerbread man were running out the hall. The gingerbread man ran past the classroom where the class pet, a rabbit, saw him. And the gingerbread man said to the rabbit, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man. So here comes the rabbit behind the teacher. So here we go, here's the gingerbread man. Then came the teacher, and catching up to them to try and get the gingerbread man is the rabbit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What do you think is going to happen next? How many are going to be chasing him next? They're going to pass another classroom.
8.
8? Do you agree that it's 8?
No, it's 7.
There's 7 now, but you're answering that next there's going to be 8. Is that what you meant? And how did you know that?
But there's a number order.
Because that's the number order, and after 7 comes 8. Aha. Well, let's see if it's true. Okay, here comes the gingerbread man. You can keep track and see if Josali's prediction is right. 2.
Let's see if the snake is going to eat him. I know.
Snakes are fast. Here comes the rabbit is 3. The hamster 4. The gecko is
5.
5. The speedy turtle,
Is
6.
7.
The lizard,
7.
7. And here comes, you wanted to see the snake. Here she comes. Slithering, 8. What is happening to our line?
It's getting bigger.
It's getting longer, yeah. And the gecko. And the turtle. How many are there going to be now?
9.
9?
No, 10.
You think, well, let's see.
9, no, it's 10.
Oh, why do you think it's 9 and why do you think it's 10? I hear 2 numbers. I like it when people disagree, then you can talk about it. Why do you think it's 9?
It's the number order.
Oh, you're going back to the number order. What does she mean by that when she says it's the number order? What is the order of the numbers?
10, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Oh, and it keeps going, right? So you know that after 8 comes,
9.
and here comes the gecko and the turtle. And how many are there going to be now? If there were 9 before, how many are there going to be now?
10.
10. You knew that so fast because you know that after 9 comes number.
It's 10.
What do you notice about our display here? What does it look like to you? What happens?
It goes in the top.
It goes up and up and up and up to the top?
No, look.
What would you call this? If I was drawing this, I would go. What is my finger doing?
It's tracing the line.
It's tracing a line, and what is it doing?
Counting. Counting.
Stepping. I'm stepping up. And my finger is jumping. Is it jumping just 1?
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's jumping 1.
By 1. Yeah. 1 by 1.
And so how is our... Some people, some children tell me when I do this, this looks like a staircase. How would you describe how does the staircase grow?
Because we go in number orders.
It goes by the number order.
Notice that this teacher decided to pause the lesson before introducing the cardinality chart. She knows that her students understand the number sequence from 1 to 10, but they are just beginning to think about the structure of our number system and how numbers are related. They are beginning to connect how numbers build as the sequence moves forward and that the quantity increases in magnitude by 1. She has chosen to focus this initial exploration on developing a visual understanding of these relationships before connecting them back to the cardinality chart and the use of numerals.
I was surprised they didn't see the stairs as easily as I thought that they were going to. I had to kind of pretend to walk it up, and that all of a sudden it was like,
Then the visual, I feel like, really is important.
Yeah, absolutely. It really helps make the math of the pattern visible. Another way that I'm thinking that they did understand it, I asked them, how many do you think there's going to be in the next one? And I said, how do you know? And then Josali said, it's the number order. My intention was also for them to see how it takes much longer to get to a particular number.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the instructional practices here, right? Is understanding that the later numbers are larger and earlier numbers are smaller.
So it just takes longer to say that. So there was an interesting moment when we got to after 7.
Yeah.
And they could say that 8 was coming, and that came very easily. And I said, what's the next one going to be? And we got 2 different answers.
Yeah.
Why do you think this is? And I think that I made the decision not to ask the child who said the wrong number first, but I just left it open. And Josali, of course, was the one who started explaining. But I think that Jamari, once she heard the rationale, it was like she made a nonverbal that allowed me to see that she got it.
You can tell she was really piecing some of that information together, and she may not have had the language yet. Josali had that language and I think understanding, but I think for some it was still, they're on the verge, right? They're trying to piece these ideas together that are complicated things we don't really talk about.
Well, and that they're so important going forward,
Yes.
right? It's not just that you know that 8 comes after 7, but the understanding of the why and being able to articulate it. Those relationships that we want them to build that are going to be so important.
Absolutely, that one more, one less, what, the numbers are farther, what numbers are closer. Because their counting skills are at the point where they're confident, now it really is just how do numbers relate to one another.
Yeah, my plan is to leave it up.
Okay.
So that the kids can play around with it when they play teacher, because they love playing teacher.
Because I was wondering, where are you going to take this next? But it sounds like you're going to leave it out, and they'll have the opportunity to retell, to notice about quantities, about how long they're running.
I think they're going to ask me for a class pet.